Hello everybody. We are going to do Bible story lesson 106. So again, we're going to do it from our little Visits with God book. So if y'all will just put on your listening ears and make the pictures in your head, let's go ahead and start our Bible story today. This story is called Jesus Always Helps. I'm afraid to tell Mr. Gruff that I broke his garage window, said Alan. The boys had been throwing stones at tin cans on Mr. Gruff's fence post. One of Alan's stones had gone way too far. You're in real trouble, aren't you, said his sister. Did he see you? No, said Alan, but I keep thinking about it. Jesus knows I did it, but if I tell Mr. Gruff, he may get angry. Why don't you ask Jesus what to do? His sister asked. Oh, said Alan, I already know what he wants me to do. He wants me to tell the truth and to pay for what I broke. But how can I? Why don't you ask Jesus to help you, said his sister. So Alan thought some more and also prayed to Jesus. Dear Jesus, help me to do what is right, he prayed. Then he went over to Mr. Gruff's house and knocked on the door. Mrs. Gruff answered. We were throwing rocks, and one of mine broke your garage window, said Alan. I'm very sorry, and I will pay for it, he said, shaking a little bit. Well, said Mrs. Gruff, it's very nice that you are willing to tell me. The carpenter is coming by today to make some other windows for the house. I'll have him put in that window first, and you can pay me whenever you are able. Alan felt very much better when he heard that. He thanked Mrs. Gruff, and on the way home, he thanked Jesus. He knew that Jesus had helped him to do what was right, and that Jesus had made it turn out all right. All right, friends, let's talk about this. Why was Alan in trouble? Yeah, he was throwing stones, and he didn't mean to, but it hit the window, and it broke the window. What did his sister tell him to do? Do you remember what his sister told him to do? What did his sister tell him to do? Let's go back and see. What did she say? She said to ask Jesus what to do. What would Jesus tell you to do? And what was the right thing for Alan to do? Right, he needed to tell the Gruffs that he had broken the window and that he was willing to pay for it. How did Jesus help Alan to do what was right? Well, I think by Jesus being there so Alan could talk to him and tell him his feelings, it made him feel better, that he knew that Jesus was with him and he wasn't alone. And how did it turn out? Right, it turned out just fine. The Gruffs were not upset and they were going to get the window fixed, and they told him he could pay for it whenever he was able to pay them. So Jesus helped Alan out, and he'll help you out too. So we know we never need to be afraid, because Jesus will always help us. I hope you enjoyed the Bible story today.